Hi everyone, welcome to JN Unique Designs. This is Joseph, and I'm happy to be back with you today. I don't know about you, but here, as of today, I am so ready for spring to get here. I am tired of the snow, I'm tired of the cold. I'm ready for the spring. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera around and let's get started on making a beautiful lily card. As you know, I am a big fan of Elizabeth Craft Designs Florals, and these lily flowers are going to be phenomenal for your projects, and I'm going to do a little bit of something new today. So thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe to this video, and as you do that, I'm about to reach a next milestone on my YouTube channel, and as another milestone hits, more prizes will be given out. So please do like and subscribe and comment, and let me know how I'm doing. If there's something that I can change, something I can correct for you, please feel free to let me know. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around here, and let's get started. Move my mouse out of the way, and this is what I think is happening. Let me lower that just a tad bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, where did I put it? Anybody ever experienced that still? Yes, that black hole on your desk. Where'd it go? I don't know what happened to it. My black hole of my desk is not cooperating with me today. So I'm going to have to do it a different way. So give me a second here and see if I can pull it up here, and I will show you what I am doing. All right, so this is Florals number 10 from the Elizabeth Craft Designs. I don't know what happened to the base. So Florals number 10, number 1871. This is what we'll be using today to create some florals, and I'm going to be creating a couple of lilies today for this project. I really don't know what I did with the cardstock and the dies that were just sitting right here. How funny, how ironic. Oh well. All right, Elizabeth Craft Design Soft Finish Cardstock, the key to making florals. I'm going to go ahead and already pre-cut, thanks to preparation time. I've already pre-cut, and I'm going to punch out those holes there just to get them ready. What we're going to do first is I'm going to take these three VersaFine clairs that I will be using today. The first VersaFine clair is going to be the Golden Metal, the second one is going to be the Glamorous, and the third for the leaves I'm going to use the Rainforest. I'm also using these new brushes, these new mini brushes that I received as samples a while back, and I just never played with them. They're from Altenew, and so we'll be playing with those today. So let's do this. I'm going to set that aside. I'm not creating any leaves yet, so I'm going to move that Rainforest off to the side, and I'm going to leave those right in screen so that you can still see them. I'm going to start off with the Golden Metal, but before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a release sheet today. I normally would just ink on my glass mat, but just for simplicity's sake today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink on on a release sheet that I tell you that you always want to save, because what's going to happen is it's going to make cleanup a lot easier as we transition through the projects. So I'm going to do a few different new techniques today. What I'm going to do is I'm just coloring it. As you can see, I like this brush a lot. These brushes are phenomenal, and I might have to order some more. I have to get my hands on some. I like the way they feel in the hand. I like the way they sit. And so all I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm just coloring it haphazardly as such. You know, I'm not doing anything special. There's only one thing that I will be doing that's a little bit different that I've never done before. And I have already tried it this morning, and it actually turned out very well. So I'm going to share that technique with you. A little tip that I found. Like I said, as you can see, all I'm doing is I'm just going down the edges here, getting some ink down to the petals, making them a little pink here. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're enjoying this day. This is a beautiful day, except for the snow that just hit Colorado. I'm not a fan of that, and I'm ready for something else. So through the magic of YouTube, I already created some more, so I'm just going to work on these two with you today. So I'm going to go ahead and close those off. As you notice, I only did one side, and the reason for that is because I don't feel like I need to do the other side. I'm going to go ahead and replace my release sheet because, and again, I save a lot of these release sheets because of that purpose. I went ahead and I went to Dollar Tree, and I found this Rapid Top Coat nail polish. It's a clear nail polish, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over the top of my florals. And let me explain to you why. Because as you can see, as I paint over the top of my florals, you can see the shine. You can see this wonderful shine that comes out, you see? And this is one thing that you want to do, is do this on a release sheet, and don't do it on your glass mat, because that gloss from this nail polish actually sticks to the glass. And I learned the hard way this morning. It is a hard thing to get off. So what you want to do is, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set that off to the side here, and I'm going to keep it on the release sheet so it's not on my glass mat. I'm going to do the same thing here. I mean, there are certain different ways of doing this. You can clear emboss this to give it that shine. You can use a white clear paste. There's plenty of other styles. But since I didn't have any of those pastes in my stash, what I'm going to do is I went to Dollar Tree and I thought, I wonder if this works. And it's only $1. So, and it has a nice little brush with it already. So as you can see, as I'm painting it, it has a nice brush, and I don't have to do anything with it. So let me hold that up to the camera so you can see the shine. I don't know if you can see the shine in there. Maybe let me take that off of the sheet. That'd be a lot easier. You see there's a clear coat on there. I don't know, I can't seem to get it to shine. I can't get it to shine on here. Oh well, sorry about that. I wish I could. But you have to take my word for it. If you use a clear coat right onto these, what happens is it gives it a nice little sheen to the florals. And when you put that sheen onto the florals, it actually works a little, it looks really cool on the card. And then I went ahead and I already pre-shaped some leaves here. I've already shaped those leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clear coat on there also. You know, on the leaves also, like that. And then I'll place it right onto my paper here and let it sit for a while to dry while we assemble the card. So I didn't do these ahead of time because I wanted to spend some time letting you know that how this works. The gloss on these is really cool. Granted, I've never used nail polish before, so it's a learning process for me. If you have nail polish at home, maybe a bottle that you're not using anymore, this is also an opportunity for you to go ahead and dry it out. And I would recommend doing this in a ventilated airspace or whatever space you would paint your nails in, just because I'm starting to smell the acetone or whatever this chemical is used here. It actually doesn't bother me, but it might bother some. It might not. I'm not sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that rainforest, and I'm going to take my Altenew brush that I have here, and I'm going to do a couple more of these. And with this one, as I said, I was not going to do this on my glass mat. I just thought, let's go ahead and do it on my glass mat. You can see how I did that. You see how fast this is my own technique of coloring. Now, there are plenty of other ways of coloring out there. And if you want to follow my technique, all you do is just go around the edge here. If you want to do someone else's technique, you're more than welcome to. It's not an absolute necessary technique, but I just like to make it easy. Everything that I do, I like to make it easy. So I'm going to pull in my nifty little cloth here, and I'm going to wipe that off. Clean that off here. All right, like I said, through the magic of television, I'm going to bring those florals in. I've already put them, them inside of this quail egg holder thing, because look at that. Look at those florals, you see? And I don't know if you can see the shine, but you can see the sheen on my end very well and very clear. And so I'm going to pull those out of there and set this aside. I went ahead and used my selfie, Canon selfie, and I printed these images. I've been blessed to receive a bunch of these different images over the last few days. Some friends of mine have been creating these, and they're just cool. I'm looking forward to using these. And as I mentioned to you already, we'll be creating a spring card today, and I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to make a 5x7 card. As those dry, as those sit off to the side and dry, I'm going to set that aside here. I'm going to start off with a 5x7 card, base card, which is Elizabeth Craft Design soft finish cardstock also. I cut it at 7 inches by 10 inches and folded it in half at 5 to create that card. This is going to be the insert of the inner panel, which is just 3 tick marks. If you need to know what that is, please review my other videos and I'll show that will be shown. And this piece here, if you look at it, compared to the cardstock, I went ahead and cut it the same, but then I cut 1 inch off of it. The reason why I cut 1 inch off of it is that I'm going to go ahead and place the journal alphabet tabs that are from Elizabeth Craft Designs on there. And what I want to do first is I want to go ahead and use the side that with the texture on it, and I'm going to use this new stencil that just came out from Elizabeth Craft Designs here. I'm going to add a little bit of brown to this first. The reason why I want to do that is I want to create a little bit of a background look to it, and once I create the background look to this project, what happens is I think it looks a little bit nicer, just to give a little bit of an accent. So I'm going to go ahead and use Distress Oxide here, Vintage Photo. I'm going to bring my 2 magnets in to hold the stencil in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and start off in the middle here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to brush out, and I'm going to brush over here, and I'm going to brush down a little bit. I'm going to just kind of extend it from the center. Kind of brush out and brush out like that. Because I want to give it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more of a background than just a simple nothing. So I think that will do it. That should do it right there. I don't want to cover the entire page, although I know I could. I don't want to because I think it gives it some room for some play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cloth I clean my desk with, and all I do is I'm just going to wet my cloth a little bit with some water. And I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off the ink, you see? And then it's ready to go. That's the nice thing about the Elizabeth Craft Designs stencils. It is versatile, very versatile, and very easy to clean, and I don't have any issues with it, and it doesn't even damage it. There's no damage to it at all. That's how easy and neat it is. Set that off to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and take my tape runner here. Not yet. I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to bring my card in, set that off to the side. I'm going to bring my card in, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and assemble this. So what I did was I already pre-cut the word spring, S-P-R-I-N-G, and then there's a heart here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Elizabeth Craft Designs tweezers, and I'm going to go ahead and put these right onto the card first. So this is what I'm going to do. I've already cut it, and I'm sorry about leaning in, but I need to lean in just a tad bit so that I can get this to look right. So S. I hope you've tried this and given an opportunity a chance, because this is so much fun to play with. I love these letters. I love the way they turn out and the way they look. SP. And then R. I'm going to do this. SPR. And now I'll go back and I'll put the centers in there. So no, I did not forget the centers, because that's important for these pieces. You want that that piece to show. So SPRI. I-N. I want to save these letters for another project, so that's why I'm very careful with them, and I don't want them to peel off or to lose. So SPRING. So that's, if you're wondering what I'm doing, is I'm pulling it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing and what piece I'm peeling off of here. So there's that. And placing these right on here. Like that. And then the heart is popping out, so That's fine. I want to make sure the heart stays with that piece. And I'm going to go ahead and place this last final piece on here. Like that. And then I'm going to go back with the centers here. And the nice thing is I use these fine tweezers from Elizabeth Craft Designs because you can reach in there and you can grab all these little pieces and not have any problems with grabbing them. Now I wouldn't be able to grab those with my fingers, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Just like that. Look at that. Spring. Look how cool that is. And I'm going to go ahead and place these pieces off to the side here. I'm not throwing them out. I'm just placing them off to the side for a future project. And then I'm going to get my tape runner. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do foam tape, actually, because I want that to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of foam tape here. This is 3M foam tape that I have had in my stash for many, many years. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half just to save tape. So cut it in half like this. And I'm going to place some right on the edge here and all the way around. And I'll place the rest in the middle here. Like that. I'll place that in the middle. That'll be perfect like that. See? And then I'll go ahead and peel off the release sheet of this foam tape. I don't need to fill this up. I don't feel like I need to. You can do it if you want, but you don't need to. And then I'm going to look at this. I want it to face upwards. So I'm going to go ahead and place this maybe right here. Make sure it's even on both sides. All right, I'm going to press down on the paper. Like that. See? Very simple, but it looks very elegant as it is. And then what I'll do is I'm going to bring this spring picture in here. I'm going to bring this little bunny rabbit right in the middle. I like that bunny rabbit so much. It is so cute. Do I want to use that rabbit or do I want to use this rabbit? What do you think? I don't know. I kind of like both. And you can use your selfie printer and print whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Use your selfie printer and print whatever image, family pictures, images that you've created yourself. You know, this is a friend that gave me these, so that's why I have permission to use these of hers. So I'm going to place that right in the middle here. I'm going to do it right up closer to the top because what I want to do is I want to create rooms for my florals down below. There we go. Place that right there. I'm going to go ahead and set this card aside now, and I'm going to pull these florals in because these are now dry. They're completely dry now. It takes them a second, not too long to dry. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and set that aside, not throw away that paper because I have 2 more leaves that I need to shape. So, how do I shape these? I take a foam mat. This one is from Sizzix. It's a Tim Holtz Sizzix mat, and you can see it's well glittered. And I use the Tim Holtz ball stylus. I'm using the medium to small stylus here. And all I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm just pulling it from the edge in. Right? The edge in like that. I'm going to pull this one in also. Edge in like this. And you can see how the florals just curl up in itself very nicely. And then I flip it over, and then I use the ball stylus again and press down the middle. And I like to move my ball stylus around like this in a circle because what happens is it forces the flower to stand up. So that's my technique of the day, is just go ahead and try this and press down hard and swirl it around, and it makes the floral stand up. You see how much dimension it gives it? And I'm not using any water or anything. So, and then for what I'm going to do next is I have these stamens in my stash. I don't even know where they came from, to be honest with you, but I have these. I've had these for a while now, and they're just taking up space, and these are supposed to be florals, pieces that you can insert into the cards in different floral areas, but I've just had these for a long time, I don't know what to do with them, so I'm going to go ahead and use them as stamens for my flower. So what I did was, these already have a hole in it. I already pulled it through. So what I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm just pulling my flower through, and I'm giving myself a little bit of room before it gets to the very end here. And I'm adding some Line Code Neutral pH glue to this around the edge here. I'm just going in a circle, as you can see, just going in a circle. And then I am pulling it up. See, I'm pulling it up like this. And I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. I'm going to hold it for a couple seconds until it dries. I'm looking at the camera here to make sure I have everything good to go. Place that right there. And then what I do is I pull my scissors in and I just snip off the end here. Not all the way through, but just enough. And then I take my quail egg holder here and I place it in there and I press down on it. And just let it sit for a little bit. And I'll take a little quilling clip and I'll hold it down. I'll place it down like this. And this quilling clip is just heavy enough, just barely, to hold it down into that hole. Do the same thing with the second floral here. Pull it through, but not all the way, to give it enough room to settle. So for you to work, and I just fill it in, I just fill my glue in there all the way, and then I pull it all the way to the top. Just like that. And then I just, this one is already set, so I went ahead and I'll just cut off the extra. You could do it with this with any type of stamen you have in your stash. So you can see how full that looks. That looks really full, right? And then I'll just do the same thing. I'll place it right into my quail egg holder here. Take one of these quilling clips and I will place it right on top. I'll set that off to the side here, off to my side desk here. The reason for that is because it gives me a little bit more room to work. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the leaves, these leaves that I just colored here. And how I shape these leaves is it's backside, and I just go down the center, and then I just go down the sides, just like that. Go down the center, and then I go down the sides, see? And then I'll press it down at the bottom, where the tip is, or the point where it goes into the flower, and there you go. Remember, I've told you I forgot, I didn't use that clear coat on these leaves. So what I want to do is I want to pull out my nail polish again, and I want to put that clear coat on these leaves. And I'll place it right onto that paper to let it dry. Like that. I'll set that off to the side and let that dry. I'll put my nail polish away. Put this away. The next thing I want to do is I want to create a sentiment. I went ahead and I pulled this out of my stash today. The Planner Essential line calendar numbers, CS251 from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And I'm going to use this love here. I'm going to take that love out of there. I'm going to do something a little bit different because I feel like you can stamp and you can emboss and you can do anything with this. However, the one thing that I'm going to do a little bit different today is I'm going to take a piece of Elizabeth Craft Designs soft finish cardstock there, is I'm going to foil that. And with any new stamps, what I'd like to do is I just take it in the palm of my hands and I just rub it like this. I just rub it and clean it, and once it gets opaque like this, I think it's ready to go. You can see how the color gets opaque there. It just gets all the stickiness off of there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use VersaFine Clear. This is the watermark stamp pad from Versamark. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to stamp it right in the middle. Just like such. Make sure give it a second to adhere. And if I look around and it looks like it's good, it looks good to me. It looks good to me. I'll place that off to the side. And then I'm going to use clear embossing powder. This is Nuvo embossing powder, clear embossing powder that I have. And I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And I'm just going to place it right on top here. See, that love is coming out clearly. And I'll tap off the rest. You can kind of see the love there. pour the rest of my embossing powder back into its jar. Like that. Set that aside. I have the Tim Holtz Ranger heat it tool here off to the side, and I'm just going to go ahead and heat it up. Heat up my love here. Make sure that the embossing powder melts all the way through. And so, I mean, you can use a heating gun, you can use an embossing gun, you can use any type of heat gun. I just happen to have this one just right nearby, so that's why I'm using it. And it melts pretty fast, so I can see how the colors are melting here. It's melting very fast. So there you go. Once that's melted like that, you can see that the powder is gone. I'm going to go ahead and pull in my mink, my Anna Griffin mink here, off the side of my desk here. And I already had it started, and I have it on setting 3, and it's already heated up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of foil. This is a piece of foil, just any type of foil. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And I'm going to lay it right over the top of this love here. I'm going to take my 2 sheets of paper that I use, and it's just regular cardstock that I'm using. I'm going to sandwich this as such, and I'm going to run it right through my mink. I'm going to run it right through the mink. This is just a simple Anna Griffin mink. This one, you can use a laminator if you like. You can use any type of device if you like. But I just happen to have this in my stash, so that's why I'm using it. And so we just wait for a second here while it runs through. And you can do this with any of your stamps. You can foil any of your stamps. You don't have to you don't have to do anything fancy with them. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off because I only know that I only needed to foil that one. Place this off to the side so that it doesn't get in the way. Save my foil here, take that sheet out. You can see how it pressed it right into the paper here, how the foil pressed it into the paper. But when I peel this off, look at that. It gives it a nice dimension and a nice design right there. I don't know if I did that all the way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to line this back up. I'm going to line this back up like that. And I'm just going to rub it in a little bit more. And what I like to do sometimes is I'll heat it up just to give it a little bit more, get it wet a little bit. It might be the foil that I'm using that's giving it that issue, but that's not an issue for me because it gives it a nice look. So let's heat it up just a tad bit. And if you wanted to fix that, and if you don't like that blobby looking thing, this is a way to fix it. So you melt that again, and you just place your foil on top, and you just rub it in as this. What happens is it fixes it, you see? It gives it a little bit more look. And I think it is the foil. I'm using Spellbinder's foil, which is not the best of foils. I know that there's a lot of other foils out there that are better. So I'm going to use the Tonic Deco Cutter. This is, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Like that. Like that. There we go. That actually looks pretty cool now that I think about it. And I'm going to take this brush here, and I'm just going to brush the edge a little bit because I don't like that white edge. So I'm not doing much, but I'm giving the edge a little bit of a brown touch. You see, so it doesn't look like it's kind of odd. See? Just like that, giving it a little bit of color. I'm going to go around the edge one more time, give a little bit of color, and it just fills in the card, fills in the edge a little bit more. All right, these are all ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and assemble. So I'm going to take my Kids' Choice glue, and where is that thing that I was just using? That black hole strikes again, I tell you. The unanimous, strange, funny black hole always strikes when you least expect it, I tell you. So anyways, I'm going to pull that card in. Maybe I will not use my Kids' Choice glue. Or I will. I'll just use it. I'm going to go ahead and get some glue onto the bottom of these florals. And I'm just going to go ahead and build this card. Place that one right there. Hold it up for a second so it sticks. I'll place some more glue on here. I'll place that there. Place some more glue here. Such. I think that one needs a little bit more glue because I went backwards for that. I'm going to go here and place that there, like that. And then I'm going to take the two that were sitting in the quail egg holder. Go ahead and place some glue at the bottom of here, as such. I'm going to run that right in here. Put some more glue there. And then I'll run this through here, like that. So, there, nice little bundle of florals. Go ahead and place some glue on the back of this leaf here. And I'm just going to fill up the card. Okay. Fill it up with florals. Or fill it up with leaves. Fill it up with leaves. I might need a few more leaves because how many florals there are here, depending on what it looks like here in a second. I'm just gonna haphazardly, and there's no rhyme or reason on what I'm doing with these. I just want to fill this up. Any spot that looks vacant or any spot that looks empty, what you want to do is you want to just fill it in with leaves. And you don't have to worry about anything. So there's that piece there with that glue earlier, and there's that. Put that there. And then I think I have a Elizabeth Craft Designs branch from the other day. What I'm going to do is I already went ahead and put tonic brushes on, dots on there. I'm going to go ahead and place that one color there, right into the card. Just because I think that looks really nice if I add that right there. A little sprig. And then I'm going to take my foam dots. I have some foam dots here that are thicker. Here, and I'm going to place it at the bottom of the love here. Do this. And I'll peel it off. And I'm going to hide this. I think I'm going to hide this right underneath this floral. That's what I want to do. And people can see that it is spring love. I have my leaf that's hiding right over there because I bumped it, so I'm going to move it out like that. Spring love. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and turn the camera around. And I want to thank you so much for joining in with me today in making this lovely card. If you can see the floral, you can kind of see the shine on there now. But look how cool look how neat that looks. Beautiful card. And I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures and I'll place it onto my Facebook page and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe to my video, and any comments down below that helps me improve this video, I would greatly appreciate it. I am very happy to be with you today. Thank you again. Have a great day, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Bye-bye.